Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Bettye Stevens Coney. Welcome and the richest blessings to each of you. If I could tell you about something that can bring you unimaginable peace, joy, great wisdom, answer to questions, work out nagging dilemmas, give you new and creative ideas and business plans, provide self-satisfaction, healing for you, your mind, body, spirit, input on your finances, healing for family togetherness, help for troubled teenagers, and much, much more. Would you want to know more? I hope your answer is a resounding yes, because the reality for these series and all of the presentations is the result of my lifelong search for that something more. You see, for as long as I can remember, I seemed to have been on a quest, a mission, if you will, a belief that there was that something else in life, that I was being inordinately, disproportionately propelled towards, and while I didn't know what it was, I had the reaction and the continued drive to never let it be. As a family base, I was blessed to have the most loving, caring mother and father on this side of heaven. Still, I knew there was more. The search for me has taken me through a scary encounter with what is called Ouija board. Wow, never again. Also, I have been in front of a seer, teller, and as I searched for more, I made arrangements to begin Catholicism instruction. Today, I am happy to report that I have found that something more. For me, it wasn't in a church. It wasn't with a group of saints. It wasn't even at my home. It was driving alone in my car on a road trip to South Carolina to take care of a beloved sister that I experienced the supernatural, miraculous encounter of this heavenly mystery. Please, let me save you the time in searching. I want to share with you some of the most phenomenal spiritual awakenings of our time. It's so exciting. I love my supernatural friend. Now, here is a quick disclaimer for the series. I am not a professor or student of theology. I am not, nor have I ever been, a student of a theological or seminary school. I am not an apostle. I am not a minister, pastor, preacher, elder, evangelist. I am not even a Sunday school teacher. I merely wish to share my testimony with you about perhaps one of the most underrated, least thought of, old-time, unsophisticated, unworldly, naive, ingenious, unpretentious, without airs, unglamorous, yet most outstanding Bible topic you have ever known, or may have forgotten about, or you may want to know more about. Before we get started, here are some important definitions or terms that I will be discussing during these series. These terms will be used throughout the presentation. For an example, who is Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit is the third person of the Godhead or Holy Trinity. He is our comforter. He helps us recognize the truth. He gives us guidance. He is eternal. He is omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent. He is eternal. He is essential of all creations. What does supernatural mean? Supernatural is a force beyond scientific understanding or laws of nature. It is that which is extraordinarily great. What is tongues? Life Bible Fellowship Center pins it this way. You see, the Apostle Paul of the Bible writes about people who speak in tongues. He is referring to a spirit-led activity in which a believer in Jesus praises God by speaking in a language that he or she has never been taught. To further explain or to interrogate, the clearest that we can see of this is in Acts chapter 2, verses 1 through 3. In this passage, Holy Spirit descends upon the apostles and they speak in tongues. In response to this miraculous act, foreigners all over hear their native language being spoken by the apostles. Other passages in Acts are less detailed, but they refer to spontaneous spiritual praises that someone speaks in a language they have never learned. Also, there is a second work of God's grace, whereby a person is baptized with Holy Spirit with the evidence of speaking in tongues. Acts 2nd chapter and 1 Corinthians 14. There are other fits of tongues. The gift of tongues used to speak in the church congregation, and there must be, however, always someone with the gift of interpretation to interpret what was said. Another important question that I'm very happy to answer is, do I have Holy Spirit if I don't speak in tongues? Beloved, precious ones, yes, you can have Holy Spirit without speaking in tongues. At the moment you're saved, you receive Holy Spirit. He comes and lives within you. Holy Spirit is your guarantee from God that you will go to heaven. He takes you as His precious own. I am not here to debate the issues of this marvelous subject of speaking in tongues, but rather to declare and to decree what 1 Corinthians 14:39 Paul says. Do not forbid speaking in tongues. There you have it. Here I want to reiterate the super awesome power and wealth of the benefits of speaking in tongues through biblical research and reports of authors' written articles. These researched topics are being presented directly as authors have written and published them. You see, what I want to do in each of these episodes is I'd like to become your reporter and your update person on what is happening in speaking in tongues. Therefore, I will have taken articles and researched and reading exactly what they are presenting. I will give you the author's name and you can go back and read and refresh yourself as you'd like. My purpose, reiterating again, is to update and make them relevant and useful to the public by means of visual podcast. Hopefully by doing so, we're opening the eyes and spreading Holy Spirit's magnificent benefits to the people of the kingdom. Thank you for joining me. I'm Bettye Stevens Coney. May God continue to richly bless you as we endeavor into the movement, supernatural tongues through Holy Spirit. I am so excited. This is going to be a magnificent, eye-opening witness of Holy Spirit speaking in tongues. I love you. I really do. See you next time.